Hi everyone and welcome to the Illamasqua YouTube channel. I'm Kardi Blac. I am a drag queen and makeup artist from Manchester in the UK, and I'm here today to give you a drag queen full glam makeup tutorial, and I'm going to be using 100% Illamasqua products. Now before we jump into this drag queen tutorial, please don't forget to subscribe to the Illamasqua channel, and you can also give this video a little thumbs up if you really like this video and this tutorial. So let's go ahead and jump right into this full drag, colourful, glamorous makeup look. Now the first thing I'm going to be doing is just wiping off these brows. Now I do shave my brows off, and we're going to be drawing some new, higher, more arched brows on. Now for my brows, I like using a little brow pomade because it's nice and creamy and it gets them on better. So I'm going to take the Illamasqua brow pomade in the shade Strike. I'm going to start my brows right at the front. I'm going to bring them all the way up. And then when I get to the end, I'm just going to create a little tail just like that. And now we're going to do the top part of the brow, and I'm going to add some little hairs to fill it in. Nothing crazy, just a little guideline. Just do the same on the other side. So that's the brows complete. That pomade was super easy to use. I did them in about 2 minutes. I mean, look at them. So now we're going to cut underneath the brow and create a little eye base for our shadows. And for the eye base, I'm going to be taking the Illamasqua Skin Base Concealer pen, and this is in the shade Light 2. Look at this. Ooh. So this is a concealer pen, so I'm just going to pop some product out. Then I'm just going to directly put this product and dot it about the eye. I'm going to take a little buffing brush and just buff this concealer into all the eye space. I mean, this concealer's blending out perfectly on the eyes. And I'm going to take the same concealer on a flat brush, and with this I'm just going to cut right underneath the brow and just give them some more shape. So now it's time for the eyeshadow, one of the most important parts of drag makeup. And I'm going to be using the Illamasqua Experimental Artistry palette. I mean, look at this. That's just a great amount of colour. There's so much we can work with on this. I think I'm going to try and use all of them. So for the first shade, I'm going to be taking, I think I'm going to take this purple here. Very warm tone purple. And with this shade, I'm going to map out my crease and my little liner moment. I'm going to start where my liner would start. Now this is drag makeup, so we are taking everything higher and bigger, much more colourful, dramatic. So this is going to involve a lot of shadows, a lot of glitter, a lot of everything. So now I've mapped out the outer corner, I'm just going to start mapping out my crease area. So now I've mapped out the crease with one of my darker shades, this really nice purple. I'm going to blend it out with a little fluffy brush. I am also doing one eye on camera, and I'll do the other off camera, just because a lot's going to go into this eye. And then with the same brush that I just blended out, I'm going to take this red shade, this one here, I'm basically going to go right on top of this purple shade, kind of just blending it out. We are going to go for a more sunsetty cut crease look, and then I'm going to add the other neon colours just in different places and make it a bit more vibrant. Now I've never used this palette before, and look at that. I mean, those colours blended together perfectly. And for the next shade, I'm going to take this very vibrant orange. I think I'm going to mix the two oranges together, and this is going to be to blend out that red shade. This is where the sunset's going to come into it. And now I'm going to take the final blend colour, which is this really hot bright yellow. I mean, look at that, that is bright. I'm going to take this, and this is just going to complete the look. I'm going to start blending out the orange shade. I'm using a fluffier brush for this because this is the last shade. I want it to be super soft, super blended, and not so harsh. So now I'm going to go back into the orange, red and purple and add those colours back in. So I'm going to start with the orange shade, and I'm adding it right underneath the yellow, back where it belongs. And now back into that red shade. Now we're going to go back into the first shade, that very warm purple, and blend that into the red. Now I am going to go in with some black eyeshadow just to really deepen this up and make it super dramatic. And I'm going to take the single eyeshadow from Illamasqua in Obsidian. I really like the packaging from this. Look how cute it is. Now I'm going to put this black eyeshadow right where I'd normally put some liner. And I'm not using too much, just enough to kind of deepen up the purple shade. And I'm going to bring that into the crease and just blend that out with some more purple, mix them together. So that's basically the cut crease done. Now we need to cut the crease and add some more colour and some more vibrance in there, you know, make it a bit more interesting. So I'm going to start by wiping off any excess fallout or any excess concealer or anything with just a wet wipe. Then I'm going to go in with the same concealer that we used as an eye base, and using a very firm flat brush, we're going to just stamp on our new lid space. This concealer, surprisingly, is doing a really good job of cutting the crease. Most concealers are very watery, and it kind of, you know, smudges about, moves around a lot, but this one's very firm, it's a bit thicker, so it's really good at cutting this crease. Really easy to work with as well. And before that concealer dries down, I'm just going to take some of the black shadow and just blend out this edge here, just like that. Now I'm just going to let the concealer dry down a bit, and then we'll go on to some more matte shadows and a little bit of glitter. So for the lid colours, I'm thinking of going for these neon green shades. I think it's going to look really cool. So I'm going to start with this deeper green shade first on a very dense brush, and I'm going to blend out this black with the green. Look at that. That is a very neon, perfect green shade. That works perfectly with this. And I'm just going to take whatever's left on the black brush and plop that back in. And I'm going to go into this lighter green shade, and I'm just going to blend out the previous green. Now for the inner corner part, we want some glitter, we want some glam. So I'm going to use the Illamasqua Iconic Chrome in the shade OMG. Now I do like a glittery pigment, especially on the cut crease, especially on the inner corner, and this just looks, oh, I mean, I'm not going to tip it, but look at that. So I'm going to take this on a little dense brush. Now this is a loose glitter pigment. It's got a lot of glitter, shine to it, and you can use it dry. And I like to put it right on top of that concealer, like that. I mean, look at that. Get that inner corner highlight. And just to take it up a notch, I'm going to be using the brand new Hydra Setting Spray from Illamasqua, and I'm going to be using this to water my little brush, just to give it a little bit of moisture. And then dipping it into that pigment and adding it on top whilst it's wet is just going to give it that super glittery shine. I mean, look at that. That's just drag right there. So that's basically it for the top part of the eye. I'm going to do this eye off camera, and then we're going to get into the full skin routine and face makeup for a full drag transformation. So now we're going to move on to some skin. First, I'm going to take the Illamasqua Satin Primer. Oh, I like the packaging of this. Look at that. And I'm just going to squeeze some of this onto the back of my hand. Well, a lot. And I'm going to start by just dabbing some right in the most problematic areas where my most pores are, which is basically everywhere. And with the rest of the primer, I'm going to mix it into my hand and just start rubbing it into the skin. Oh, this smells nice. Oh, it kind of smells, it's like chocolatey almost. And to just further hydrate the skin, we're going to take that Hydra Setting Spray again and just give a quick spritz to help prime the face. Now for foundation, we're going to be using the Illamasqua Skin Base, and I'm going to be using the shade SB08, which is a more pinky undertone. And I'm going to be using a round little buffing brush for the foundation, and I'm just going to start by plopping on just a general amount of foundation everywhere, and I'm just going to start blending this out, just buffing it in with the brush. Oh, this is pretty full coverage. Ooh, this smells nice too. Got the same smell as the primer. So I'm just lightly buffing this in. I'm not doing anything special. And using a brush, you're going to get the most coverage out of the foundation. I'm just taking some excess foundation I've got left on a sponge and just really pressing that into the skin. Now this foundation is full coverage. I mean, that is perfect for drag, but it's not cakey, it's not gone too matte, it's still got a glow to it. I think they're pretty fab, not gonna lie. So now I'm gonna take the exact same concealer pen in the shade Light 2, the same one we used before, and I'm gonna start putting this in my highlight areas. So I put it under the eyes, a little dab on the chin. I always put some up here as well. A little dab on the nose. And I put a big chunk on the forehead there. I'm going to take the exact same sponge that we just used and really pounce that onto the skin. And now for cream contouring, I'm going to take the exact same concealer but in the shade Dark 1. And I'm going to put this where I'm going to contour. So I put it right here underneath the cheekbone. Just down below there. And this darker shade is going to help contour and reshape your face even further. So it's going to push back anything you want to push back. So I'm going to put some on the forehead area to kind of shrink the forehead. Just gives that little illusion that there's a shadow there. And I do go along the jawline. I've got a very square jaw, so I like to kind of round it off and bring it to a point. And I go for some on the chin, under the lip, just to push the lip forward. And I go for a tad with whatever's left just on the nose. I'm going to take a little small buffing brush, kind of similar to the foundation one, and just buff this in. And I'm just going to blend the nose contour out just with a sponge. Nothing too fancy. So now we're ready to set the face. We need to set all these liquids and creams and stuff in place so they don't move. And I'm going to be using the loose powder from Illamasqua, of course. And this is just a loose little setting powder that's going to set all these liquids in place so they don't move. You know, if you're a drag queen when you're performing, or when I'm going to be taking pictures, it locks it in place. So I'm going to take a little bit of this into the cap. I'm going to take a little under eye brush, just a little domed brush with a tiny amount of powder, and just pat this under the eye. On the forehead, I like to set the forehead quite a lot. The chin and the nose, just basically anywhere where you put the light concealer. That's where I put the powder. And this powder does come with a little powder puff. So I'm going to use this little powder puff, and I'm just going to take some of that powder, not too much, and just pat the rest of the powder in. Take a big fluffy brush and just brush all that excess powder away. Now, one of my tricks when I've just powdered, everything's going to be really dry, it's going to be matte, so I like to bring some life back to the skin. So I'm going to use this Hydra Setting Spray just again, just to really bring back the hydration and all that skin-like stuff we put on. So now we're going to move on to bronzing, blush, highlighter, all the good stuff, all the fun stuff. So I'm going to take the bronzing powder duo with Glint and Ra. Those are the shades in this little duo. I'm going to take the shade Ra, which is this bottom one. I'm going to re-bronze the face on top of the cream contour we've just done. I'm just going to use this really fluffy round brush. Now this is a shimmery bronzer, I believe. It's really going to give some life to the skin as well after all that loose powder we've just put on. So really take it into the forehead. I really want this forehead to be bronzed because we are going to be wearing a wig, so we want that wig to kind of be disguised. Take it onto the jawline, really contour that jaw. I can even take the bronzer down the neck as well to give that extra shadow. And I'm going to take a little bit of Glint, which is this much lighter bronzer shade. I'm just going to lightly blend some of that deeper bronzer out with this. And I'm going to take that little Glint shade, and I'm just going to lightly contour the nose with this, just a little bit. And for blush, I'm going to take the little single powder blush in the shade Hussy. And this is a very, very vibrant peachy pink, more of a pink than a peach, to be honest. I'm going to take this right up here in the outer corner and then blend it into the apples of the cheeks. This is also going to help blend the bronzer out, and it's going to help blend the bronzer into the yellow that we have above here. See, it all works out. And I always put a little dab on the nose and a little dab on the chin as well, just to help blend everything together. And for highlighter, I'm going to take the Beyond powder, and this is in the shade OMG, the same shade as the glitter that we used. So I'm going to take a very big fluffy brush first, and I'm just going to lightly pat on the cheekbones, just building up the highlighter first. So that's if you want a subtle shine. We're doing drag, aren't we? So I'm going to take the Hydrate Spray, spritz the face, and I'm going to take a very dense eyeshadow brush that's still very fluffy and really go in with this highlighter, and it just really pops once you've wet the face. This is one of them really, really good highlighters. It doesn't leave like a silver cast. It kind of just goes with the light on your face. And just to slightly blend that in a bit, we're going to put some blush on top, just so it's all consistent. So now it's time to do the under eyes. So now we're going to do another colour to make it really colourful and bold. So I'm going to go with these blue shades here, these two blues, and I'm going to start with this bluey green shade, I think, actually. And I'm going to start by putting it right under this eye bit here. I'm using a very small brush and just lightly brushing this on. And I'm not going all the way in either, I'm just going to just before the inner corner part. I don't want to bring it all the way in there just yet. And then with a fluffier brush, I'm going to take this very neon hot blue, which I'm quite excited to use this one. I'm going to put that right on top and blending it a bit further down. I'm going to take a little bit of the black eyeshadow as well on a very small brush. I'm going to pinch that black right on the outer corner and join it to that little liner that we've made. And for the little liner on top, just a little line, I'm going to take the exact same black eyeshadow, just on like a little smudging brush. So I'm just patting it onto the lash line, joining up that outer liner. This is just going to help hide the lashes and just make it look a bit more dramatic and smoky. So I've just topped up the brows with some more brow hairs, just with the exact same pomade that I used earlier, just another layer of hairs really, just to make them a bit more fluffy. So now it's time for the lips, and we've got 3 amazing products to try out. I'm quite excited. So first we need to line the lips with a little lip liner. So I'm going to use the colouring pencil in the shade Revealed. So this is a much deeper pencil, and it comes as a lip kit with a lipstick and a little lip polish as well. So let's try this little combo. So for underneath my lips, I basically just follow my natural lip line. And for the top lip, I'm going to overdraw my little cupid's bow and just bring it into my natural lip line. Now I've lined the lips with that little mauve toned liner. I'm going to take the Ultra Matte lipstick in the shade Dusk. So this comes as part of the kit as well. This is like the lipstick to match this liner. Oh, I like this packaging for a lipstick. Look at that. Now this is a matte lipstick that's comfortable to wear, gonna stay on a bit longer, so let's try this colour out. That lipstick is like one of the most perfect nudes. I mean, it's perfect for this look, and it's a bit deeper, it's a bit more purple toned. It kind of just brings it together. Quite a classy lip, to be honest. Now I'm gonna take the Loaded Lip Polish in the shade Grind. So I like a gloss on top of a matte lipstick because I like the security of the matte lipstick, the shine of a gloss. Oh, I like the gloss packaging as well, look at that. Ooh, let's see if this smells nice. Oh, it does smell a bit nice. Ooh, I'm just gonna pop this gloss on top of the lipstick. I must say, that matte lipstick and that liquid lip polish is just fab. Oh, I love that. Oh, this matte lipstick is definitely, oh, I just love that. Look at the colour. The lip polish has kind of warmed it up a bit and it's just made it perfect. Ooh. I'm going to pop on some lashes, a nice little hairdo, and maybe a costume and some jewellery. So I'll be back for the final look. So everyone, this is the finished, completed look. Now off camera, I did add another product. I added the Illamasqua mascara. I just used it to plump up the lashes and to blend them into my false lashes as well. How do we think I did? We've got a lot of colour going on. We've got the juicy lips, the glowing skin. I think I look fab. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this glamorous little tutorial. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to like this little video, and don't forget to subscribe to the Illamasqua YouTube channel as well. You can also follow me, Kardi Blac MUA, on Instagram, and I'm also here on YouTube as well. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye guys.